Picture digging up your garden or dipping into a bucket and pulling out handfuls of fresh, clean, homegrown sparks. The soft tug of each tuber, the rich aroma, the pride that you've grown something from seed to spark yourself. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to grow potatoes at home. Whether you have vast acres or only a balcony and a bag, we cover the classic method: how to grow potatoes in a bucket or how to grow potatoes in a container, and even more innovative methods, hydroponic and soilless techniques. And yes, we talk about how to grow sweet potatoes too. So stay tuned, grab your gardening gloves, and let's get our hands dirty. A few years back, I had tried to grow potatoes because I have a little patch of land behind my house and thought I would try just growing potatoes. I read books, watched videos, and planted some tubers. The first attempt, barely anything came up. The soil was hard-packed, the spacing wrong, the watering poor. But I did not quit. I moved one potato plant into a bucket, one into a bag, and one into a traditional trench. I experimented with how deep to plant potatoes, tested how long do potatoes take to grow, and even just tried a simple perlite bag method to see what happened. The result: a beautiful little spark harvest of all three methods, and the bag-grown tubers surprised me by size and quantity. That sparked the experiment series I'm sharing with you today. I got something special for you, a free ebook that helps you achieve financial freedom. All you have to do is to drop your email below and it's yours. Part 1. Mastering the basic. How do potatoes grow? We'll go over how do potatoes grow first before discussing the methods. The potato plant starts out as a seed tubers with eyes, little bugs. You plant potatoes in the ground and it develops stems and leaves. Under the ground or in a bag or container, these stems produce tubers, the potatoes. These are some basic. Light. The plant needs sufficient sunlight, soil or nutrient media. Irrespective of bag, soil or hydroponic, the roots and the tubers need exposure, moisture and nutrients. Time. You might ask, how long do potatoes take to grow or how many days it takes to grow potatoes? Method and variety. Common potatoes take 70 to 120 days from sowing to harvest. Depth and spacing. And that brings us to how deep to plant potatoes and when to plant potatoes. In cold climates, you plant when soil is workable. In warm climates, you can plant in the fall. The tubers is usually planted 10 to 15 cm deep and covered with soil or potting mix. Then you mow or hew the soil over the stems as they grow to coach more tubers along buried stems. Part 2. Timeless ground planting and container basics. If you have outside garden space, this is an oldie but a goodie. Ground potato planting. Choose an area that receives full sun. Prepare the soil, break it up, add compost. How to plant potatoes? Place the seed tuber 10 to 15 cm deep. Eyes up, about 30 cm apart with 75 cm between rows. Cover. Keep a little moist but not waterlogged. Once should reach more than 10 cm. Hew soil over the bottom so stems are buried and produce more tubers. But suppose space is limited. That's where how to grow potatoes in a bucket or how to grow potatoes in a container comes in. Choose a big pot or bucket, 30 liters or similar with drainage. Cover with 10 cm of compost or good soil. Plant one seed tuber and cover lightly. As soon as the shoot appears, keep adding soil or compost until close to the rim. reserving about 10 cm from top. Water as needed. Ensure drainage. Harvest when leaves become yellow and weak, usually 70 to 100 days. A container techniques allow you to control soil quality, exclude weeds, and move plants easily. Part 3. Bag planting. Clever for small space. Another space-saving method is how to grow potatoes in a bag. A thick potato growing bag or even a heavy-duty black plastic bag works. Fill the bottom third of the bag with compost or soil mix. Place tubers on top, cover with 5 to 10 cm mix. As they grow, keep topping up with more mix until near the top. Ensure drainage, holes in the bottom and place it in sunlight. Water weekly, harvest by hand pulling when the potato plants finish dying back. Bag planting is a great compromise between pot and ground and is perfect for balconies or indoors with sufficient light. Part 4. Cultivating sweet potatoes. If you're curious about how to grow sweet potatoes, the method is similar but with a few twists. Sweet potatoes plants prefer warmer soil and a longer growing season. Use sweet potato slits, young shoots rather than standard tubers. Plant in loose, well-draining soil or a large container or bag with at least 30 cm depth. Maintain warm temperatures, ideally above 21 degrees Celsius. Water regularly, but avoid soggy soil. Sweet tubers like moisture, but not rot. Harvest when vines have matured and leaves begin to yellow, typically after about 90 to 120 days. If you got the space or container, sweet potatoes are a rewarding addition. Part 5. Hydroponic and soilless technique. Now on the good stuff. Hydroponic and soilless techniques of potato planting and potato growing without normal soil in cramped space or for high-tech solution. Give this a try. Hydroponic buckets grow in neutral solutions with support media such as rock wool or perlite. Tubers sit in a bucket of nutrient solution while stems grow above. This allows full control of nutrients and reduce pests. Aeroponic towers. Potato roots are suspended in air chambers and misted with nutrient solution in interval. This is highly space efficient and modern. Cocoa coir bags. Coconut husk fiber soil-free growing media. Fill bags with cocoa coir, planting potatoes or sweet slits, and water with nutrient solution, lightweight and portable. Perlite bags. Perlite retains moisture and drains well. How to grow potatoes in a container or bag using perlite gives great result. Vermiculite mix. Vermiculite is ideal for small setup and retains moisture well. Uses a mix or alone for small potato planting. For all these methods, you still follow the same life cycle: planting, sprouting, tuber formation, harvest. You simply replace soil with a technical media and control nutrients and water precisely. Many growers report faster tuber formation and higher yields. A few things to remember. Monitor pH around 5.8 to 6.2. Ensure good alterations to roots. Provide drainage and monitor temperature. Cooler for main crops, potatoes, warmers for sweet. Even with hydroponics, you still ask how long do potatoes take to grow. Sometimes you can harvest in as little as 60 to 80 days under ideal condition. Part 6. Timing and depth. The crucial facts. Let's talk about when to plant potatoes and how deep to plant potatoes. For everyday potatoes, in most temperature climates, plant early spring and when soil has thawed. In warmer climates, late winter or even fall will do. In pots, buckets or bags. Indoors, you have flexibility. Depth. In-ground. Plant about 10 to 15 cm deep. For bags and pots, cover with 5 to 10 cm and add more soil or media as they grow. The trick is to bury part of the stem to promote tuber formation. Spacing. In-ground. About 30 cm apart between plants with 75 cm between rows. Pots 1 tuber per 30-liter pot or bag. Days to harvest. How many days it takes to grow potatoes? Main crop varieties and soy take 90 to 120 days. Early varieties, 70 to 90 days. Hydro or soilless system may be faster. Signs to harvest. Leaves yellow and dieback. Tubers are plump the size. Don't wait too long or tubers may rot. If growing potatoes in bag, container or hydro system, monitor stages, sprouting, flowering, most potato plants forever, tubing bulking, as harvest indicators. Part 7. Troubleshooting and tips. Here are some tips from my bucket and bag experience. Drainage matters. Whether bucket, bag or hydro, roots hate standing water. Light and air. 6 to 8 hours of sunlight or strong grows lights if indoor. Pest control. Soil may attract beetles. Containers, bags or hydro reduce this but still check for mildews. Crop rotation. If using soil, rotate away from potatoes and tomatoes. With container, just replace media. Tilling. Add soil or media as stems grow to allow more tubers. Gentle harvesting. Bags or containers. Turn over. Remove media, pick tubers, hydro, flush roots. Storage. Cure tubers in dark, cool, dry place 1 week after the harvest. Then store 4 to 8 temperature degrees Celsius. Sweet potato tips. For sweet potatoes, give warm soil. Avoid overwatering. Let vine sprout. Harvest before frost. Part 8. Sample step-by-step home setup. Here's a simple guide for your balcony or garden. Choose your method: bucket, bag, container, hydro or soilless. Prepare your media: soil, mix, compost, loam and manu. Bag or container, fill with rich potting mix or cocoa coir, perlite or vermiculite. Hydro, fix, nutrient tank, media support, lighting and airflow. How to plant potatoes? Place a cheat seed tuber about 10 cm deep in soil or on top of media in bags. Cover with 5 to 10 cm. For bags, use the fill and plant method. For hydro, plant in media support with nutrient excess. Growing phase. Water well. Media should be moist, not soggy. When shoots appear, add media for healing. Monitor temperatures and light. For hydro or soilless, track nutrients, pH and alteration. Tubers bulking. When flowers appear, tubers are forming underground or in media. Continue care. Harvest. When foliage yellows, reduce water and harvest gently. Cure and store. Keep in a dark, cool place about 7 days, then store long term. Aftercare. Clean or replace media. Rotate crop, plant next season. Part 9. Why grow potatoes at home? There is great satisfaction in having your own home-raised potatoes. You get fresh, delicious tubers for a fraction of the store price. You know exactly how to grow potatoes safely with no harmful chemicals. You become part of a mini ecosystem of potato growing. Whether you have a large garden or only a balcony with a bag, the flexibility is amazing. Experimenting with how to grow potatoes in a container or hydroponic and soilless system adds a creative twist. For sweet potatoes, flavors and texture often surpass store-bought ones. And in our story, through trying several methods like ground, buckled, and baked, I discovered surprising differences in yield and ease, making the process more rewarding. I love you to share the same satisfaction. So whether you are ready to dig into the soil, fill a bag on your balcony, or set up soilless bucket system, now you got a roadmap how to plant potatoes in a bag or hydroponically. Thanks for watching. Let's grow something amazing together.